Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3527. Today's date is 8th of August 2025. It's been almost like a night at 9:45 p.m. Alright, we directly jump into a test. Actually, I'm giving a psychological test. Be specifically, I'm actually giving the test of self-monitoring scale by Mark Snyder. Okay, yeah. Previously, I completed multiple tests regarding about the psychological. Okay, the test of interpersonal relationship by Timothy Larry. Done that test. Diagnosis of state of aggression, bus Durkee test. Complete that test. Test of aggressiveness and relationship by A.S. Asinger. Done that test. Test of determine the level of empathy tends. Complete that test too. And another test is a determine of the level of social ability by VF. नाही भरायचीच तर आहे हे काय ते त्यांची टाकी आहे नाही हे काय इथंच आहे आपलं VF Rashoki. Okay, I complete the couple of tests. Okay, couple of tests. I don't know how many time I kind of like a test. Okay, yeah. So this is another test, self-monitoring scale by Mark Snyder. All right, let's go through it. All right, question is it difficult for me to imitate the habit for other people? Okay, let me understand this question a little bit better so that I would better take. Why is not working? Okay, it's not working. Okay, so let me translate what is exactly meaning of this. मेरे लिए अन्य लोगों की आदतों की नकल करना कठिन है. मेरे लिए लोगों की आदतों की नकल करना. It is something is happening over here. I'm not really sure what is exactly that. Okay, yeah, that is already. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I was kind of like distracted by something. Already, yeah. Okay, the question is it difficult for me to imitate the habit of local people? Sorry, habit of other people. It means that कि मेरे लिए अन्य लोगों की आदत की नकल करना कठिन है. अन्य लोगों की आदत करना कठिन है. What exactly it means? It means that ना कि like if something is kind of like a trying to do something like basically, okay, let me tell you one thing now. The meaning of this question in English and Hindi is little bit different. Okay, yeah, in English they mention that ki I don't know, sometimes I just like when I started recording Artifact and when there is such a question which is kind of like something very, I don't know. Okay, every time I try to record the Artifact at the beginning, I just kind of like simply fuck up multiple times. All right, okay, what exactly is this thing? It says that na ki like are you kind of like somebody such a person? It's that ki literally difficult to copy other people habit. Like basically this is what it means. Imitate, imitate. Imitate means nakal karna. Okay, or kind of like something like that ki like I'm not really sure what is it exact meaning of that, but like basically from the like let's just translate in other language, let's just say Marathi. इतर लोकांच्या सवयीचे अनुकरण करणे मला कठीण जाते. So basically imitate means more or less maybe copy karna, yeah, kind of like something like that ki nakal karna, yeah, things like that. Okay, yeah. So do I copy someone other people habit? Okay, what is exactly is this thing? It's a kind of like something very difficult. Okay, yeah, very difficult to accept this thing because we are not using these kind of like only word in everyday life. Okay, yeah. Then what exactly is this thing? We actually do it, but we have very different word for that. Okay, what is that? We called influence. Do you get it? Now when I say influence, it became very different meaning. It became kind of like a something that key, yes. Okay, because let me tell you what is actually influence. Influence means like that I am influenced by somebody who is kind of like a doing such a thing, and I wanted to do that thing too. It means that ki I am kind of like a try to copy the kind of like a stuff that he do. I'm probably okay. I'm like, I think that now I'm kind of like a simply thinking about very wrong in this particular question. Okay, yeah. But regarding about this thing, okay, I don't know. I am kind of like understand this question as much as well as it possible or not. Not really sure. One thing. Another thing regarding about whatever the tool that I have regarding about Google Translator and things like that, it kind of like a tell me that ki, are you influenced by someone else? Okay, yeah. Like this is kind of like a, something the exact meaning of this question in a as simple as format. Okay, yeah. Are you influenced by someone else? So if I ask this question to myself that ki, do I influenced by someone else? Um it's not really influence. I'm not gonna use this influence word that much properly. I'm gonna use admire. Okay, yeah. Admire might be kind of like a really good. Admire means like that ki I would admire those people that who are kind of like a pushing me to kind of like a do something better, or kind of like a do something better than normal or things like that, probably. Okay, if I'm trying to understand. Okay, so who are those person that you are kind of a little bit admire? Okay, Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk is a kind of like a person that really admire me a lot regarding about the way that he do and things and something like that. Alright, yeah. Another person is that ki Steve Jobs. Okay, yeah. But still Steve Jobs is also like, I don't know. Yeah. Leonardo da Vinci. By the way, he's not really exist, but the work that he did, and the and basically on that period of time he did that such a thing. It was truly incredible, and basically I admire those person. I also admire Adolf Hitler too. Okay, yeah. It's really wrong to say Adolf Hitler. Okay, yeah. I know Adolf Hitler is a really very wrong person. You shouldn't supposed to be admire this thing and that. But I think that na ki probably ki yes, Adolf Hitler, his thought process is very wrong in every possible way. But there is a one thing that I really admire regarding about his leadership skills. Okay, yeah. The way that he lead the people in a such a way, like a way that he convinced millions of people to do something really different. I don't really think that ki any other kind of like a somebody human who has that kind of like a somebody power to lead such a people in, I don't know. Okay, regarding about leadership, I think that ki Adolf Hitler I admire regarding about leadership quality, and yes, I wanted to kind of like a admire his quality. Okay, leadership qualities. Okay, yeah. I also admire Mahatma Gandhi ji. I also admire Mahatma Gandhi ji is also a person kind of like a thinking about that ki how do we supposed to interact with someone else if he's kind of like a doing the violence and things like that. Gautam Budh. Okay, yeah. Also really incredible person kind of like a telling the way of living the life as peaceful as it. Okay. So basically is this thing, these are people are kind of like somebody really admire me because of the work that they did. Okay, yeah. And I wanted to kind of like a something became like them. Okay, yeah. Or maybe kind of like a something I wanted to get that much information. Also Einstein. Okay, yeah. Einstein is also kind of like a person that I also really admire too. Okay, but yeah, there are like basically is this thing na ki I admire such a people who kind of like did something very extraordinary in their life, and I wanted to learn from them. Okay, yeah. Not only learn from them, I wanted to kind of like simply do the things that they want, kind of like do the things that they do, like a kind of like a simply I try to copy their kind of like a something work. Okay, like let's just say that ki Leonardo. Okay, definitely I don't know who's Leonardo. Like, I didn't really met him. Okay, yeah. But regarding about whatever the material that I read about the Leonardo da Vinci, I realized that this is the person who has a curiosity, and because of the curiosity, he can do anything at all. He just don't really care about what is actually happening in the surrounding and things like that. Like whatever the curiosity that he has, he just do it. He don't really think about anything at all. Okay, yeah. So I also wanted to do that thing too. Okay, yeah. Like whatever I wanted to do, I just wanted to do my things, like the stuff that I'm really curious about, the stuff that I'm kind of like simply wanted to think that it might kind of like give me my life little bit better. So yeah, basically is this thing na ki I try to copy or imitate their habits, other people habits, to in my life, to make my life little bit better. Okay, yeah. By the way, I'm kind of like over explaining things. Okay, yeah. Like there is, you have a statement and you just have to kind of like tell the true and false. Okay, so the question is that is it difficult for me to imitate the habit of other people? At the beginning, yes, it is kind of like, it's true, it's became little bit difficult, but once you are being really consistent, then it became kind of like a very much kind of like a common and things like that. Okay, but at the beginning it was kind of like something little bit difficult to copy their other people habit. Okay, but also understand, okay, it depends on who's that other person. Okay, who is that other person? Because I wanted to copy other people habit, those people are kind of like did something really incredible in their life. Okay, so I admire such a people who kind of like chose very difficult way to achieve something much bigger in their life. Okay, yeah. So basically that's why their habit is bitterly difficult to try to copy and things like that. So that's why I'm kind of like put the statement true. Okay, yeah. But if you follow or if you admire or if you influence such a person who is kind of like a something, like let's just say that ki um any random guy, let's just say uh uh right now there is a guy named Elvish Yadav. Okay, yeah, Elvish Yadav is a YouTuber. Okay, yeah, he do lot of like a vulgar and he just do lot of thing. Okay, yeah, and so many people are actually influenced by them and things like that. So if you think that this is the person that I'm really influenced, or this is the person that I really admire, and if you wanted to copy his habit, then probably for you copy their habit is not really difficult for you. So you might be considered that's false. No, it might be not that difficult. But for me, I kind of like a put here true is because of that ki I admire such a people. Those people are kind of like a somebody very chose a really hard way to achieve something really good in their life, and obviously their habit is like a very difficult to master and things like that. So for me, I think that it's a bit difficult. Okay, but I'm trying every single day. So for me, I'm gonna put true here. All right. Okay, next question. I sometimes play the fool to attract attention or entertain other. Oh my god. That's a really good question. Okay, okay. Um, let me again. I understand this question, but I wanted to understand even more better. Okay, because sometimes now I just realize that ki if I kind of like a think, but I might be think from very different, very wrong point of perspective. So yeah. So कभी कभी दूसरों का ध्यान आकर्षित करने या मनोरंजन करने के लिए मैं मूर्खता का नाटक करता हूँ. Okay, do I ever do that? No, I didn't really did that. Oh yeah, like I did like you haven't really done any kind of like a some non-stupid thing. Well, there is a one thing that I might knew, that kind of like a thing that key little bit something stupid. Wait, बंद केली मोटार. All right. Okay. Sorry. Okay. The question is, I sometimes play the fool to attract attention or entertain other. Did I ever did that? Yeah, I did that. I am really ashamed that I did that, but I did that. I'm okay. So it's actually happened when I was at the age of maybe 17. Yeah, 17, 16 or 17 maybe. Yeah. So basically, I was at the college. Okay, yeah, like I went to the 11th standard. 11th standard should supposed to be called as a college. Okay, yeah. By the way, 11th standard shouldn't supposed to be called as a college. Okay, yeah. College start from after the 12th standard, but still, I consider this is my college. Okay, yeah, because okay, whatever. So at the 11th, there is a girl that I really like. I'm not gonna mention the name. Okay, yeah. I really like that girl. Okay, yeah. I don't know why, but I just like really love that girl. Okay, yeah. And I don't really have courage to kind of like say that ki you are really good and things and something like that, because at that time I was like a really really very shy and introvert guy. Okay, yeah. So so basically is this thing that ki I wanted to know where she live. Okay, so I was kind of like a chasing that girl. Okay, yeah. Like after the college, she went to home, and I was kind of like a following her. Okay, that I should supposed to know where she live, and I think that is stupid thing. Kind of like a something shameful. It's not meant to be kind of like only manoram, but I did that kind of like a very stupid thing, and I'm feel really wrong, but I don't know, it's kind of like a something that ki yeah. Okay, there is also another thing that I wanted to mention. Okay, yeah, it is also in 11th standard. At that time my age was almost like a 17. Okay, yeah. So I have a tuition named Prism tuition classes. Okay, yeah. In this particular tuition they are kind of like a teaching me physics tuition. Okay, yeah. There is a like, I'm not really sure you actually understand the era, the time on that era. I'm talking about in 2010 or maybe 2000. Yeah, 2010. Yeah, 2010. So in 2010, okay, yeah, there is a kind of like a, if you wanted to kind of like a something show other people that you are bitly standard means like that ki above average, to you have to show some sort of qualities. Okay, yeah. And how do you supposed to show that particular quality? By ringtone. What the fuck is that? But yeah, dude, I don't know. Okay, yeah. So basically it's this thing that ki if your ringtone is English song, like basically when someone called and your ringtone kind of like somebody like in your ringtone it kind of like says English song. Okay, yeah. So that means other people are kind of like a think that ki you are above average, kind of like a standard. Okay. Okay, so basically this thing at that time I recently have bought the mobile phone Nokia 2690, and and basically I put the ringtone TikTok from Kesha. Kesha is an artist and her song is a TikTok on the clock, on like this is kind of like a song. Okay, yeah. So this is the song, is English song by the way. Okay, yeah. So I put this song as my ringtone. Okay, so that whenever someone called me, it kind of like a play this song, and yeah. So what exactly happened? That he, I don't know. It's a very fucked up thing, but I did it. Okay, yeah. that ki I went to that Prism tuition classes. Okay, yeah. The teacher didn't really came. Like basically, he came little late. Okay, yeah. We been kind of like a sitting on the classroom, and we have mobile phone. So basically, this thing I called my friend. Like basically, my friend is kind of like a sit beside of me. I tell him that he call me. Like, why? Like, just call me. Yeah, I'm not. I don't really see my phone. Okay, yeah. Basically, I know my phone is in my pocket, but it's just like I'm just telling him, just call me. So he just called me. Okay, then he called me, and then English song came. The English song, throw TikTok and a clock, and it just like really fucked. I just, I just put it went to the and I just like turn off the phone. It felt so off. Everyone is kind of like looking at me, and I just like, what the fuck is that? So I think that now this is very stupid thing that I did. So uh, regarding like, don't judge me, but I did that thing. Okay, I'm not like what should you supposed to expect from 17-year-old guy? Okay, I was that fucked up person, and yeah, I did that. I tried to impress, like, because why? Because in this particular tuition, Prism tuition classes, there is a lot of beautiful girl are kind of like a something came. Okay, yeah. So that's why I just kind of like we put the English song in my ringtone and kind of like convince my friend to call me and just like, yeah, I don't know, just like this really fucked up thing what I did. I was really scared at that time because I wasn't really sure that it was that shameful, but it's really very shameful. Yeah, it's just like everyone is actually looking at me. I just kind of like a turn off the phone, and I'm just kind of look at everyone is kind of like looking at me. I was like, what the fuck is that I did? My friend is actually looking at me, and he just kind of like a look at very sarcastically. What the fuck? I am really fucked up person. But yeah. So regarding about sometimes I play fool, attract attention to the entertain other. I say true. Okay, because I did that, but right now I'm not doing that. Okay, like I'm gonna put the false. Okay, like I'm literally ashamed of the activity that I did at that time, but since then I realized that no, this is not the kind of like a things that I should supposed to be draw attention to myself to kind of like a doing this kind of like a stupid activity. So yeah, so since then I never really done any kind of like a stuff like that. So I'm gonna put the false statement here. I am admitted that I did such thing. Okay, yeah, but right now I'm gonna put the false statement because since then I haven't really done that. So I'm gonna put false. I was kind of like still thinking about that moment. It's like really fucked up thing. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, yeah. Question is, next question. I could be a good actor. Am I be a good actor? No, I am not. Like I think that being actor, I never really kind of like a think as a kind of like a actor, or maybe I think because I love filmmaking. Okay, I love being filmmaking and things like that. But I always think like that. I wanted to pursue as a role as a director, not as an actor. Okay, because being an actor, you are not really control everything. Okay, yeah, like basically as an audience, kind of like a feel that the actor is actually controlling everything because he is a self-center, but that is not. Is a director is a kind of like a control every parameter of the film and things like that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, when I was kind of like a something that I didn't really knew that I was kind of like thinking that actor might be kind of like some very big person, but soon I realized that in the filmmaking process, director is a kind of like a person who controls everything. And yeah, so but regarding about this question, I could be a good actor. No, I'm not really good actor because I seen really good acting. Okay, like recently I watched movie named Chawa, and in this movie the Vicky Kaushal, his the way that he performed, the way that he acting was like, oh my god, like the way that he present the role as a Sambhaji Raje, I was like basically really amazing. Just like wow. Okay. I kind of like simply admire a couple of people whose acting is like really outstanding. Um, Vicky Kaushal is one of them. Ranveer Singh is also one of them. Ranveer Kapoor is also one of them. His acting is like fabulous, like crazy shit. It was like, yeah. Also Shah Rukh Khan too, but probably is this thing that he right now Shah Rukh Khan is kind of like a making little bit of massive film, so his acting is not clearly kind of like a somebody execute the way that it should supposed to be. But yeah, Shah Rukh Khan is also really good. There is a one scene that I really inspired Chak De India in this movie, Chak De India, the 90-minute sequence, okay, 90-minute scene, okay, like basically the way that like a Shah Rukh Khan is being a coach and he was kind of like inspiring the player before the match, and the way that he delivered that dialogue in such a way, just like oh my god, I was really inspired when I see this thing. It's like really crazy, dude. Okay, but yeah, there are so many actors who are kind of like somebody putting their 100% effort to kind of like execute in a way that they should supposed to be do. But regarding about at the moment, these are kind of like a people that I really admire their acting, really admire the way that they execute the role was like wow. Okay, yeah. And these are kind of like some role that definitely if I have a kind of like a somebody kind of like a somebody that the god is kind of like came to me and says that you have all the things after all the blessing and things like that, I might not gonna do the way that those people are do the acting, because it was like a really outstanding. It's kind of like a beyond the kind of like a somebody compare in no nothing like at all. So regarding about this, am I kind of like am I could be a good actor? Definitely not, I am not. Next question. Other people sometimes think I am experiencing something more deeply than I am. Okay, I wanted to understand this kind of like a somebody question little bit better. So wait, let me. Why is not working? Just what the fuck is that? Is it? It should supposed to be work now. Work. It's yeah. Circle to search. Why is not working? Why it is not working? Okay, yeah. Let me copy. Let me translate this thing. What is actually meaning of this? Okay, yeah. दूसरे लोग कभी कभी सोचते हैं कि मैं वास्तविकता से कहीं अधिक गहराई से कुछ अनुभव कर रहा हूँ. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me understand this question even more better. Let me translate in Marathi. इतर लोकांना कधी कधी असं वाटते की मी खरोखर आहे त्यापेक्षा जास्त खोलवर काहीतरी काहीतरी अनुभवत आहे. What exactly it means? Okay, yeah. The question is that ki I think that other people thinking about me that I am experiencing a kind of like a such a thing which is much more deeper or much more kind of like a things. Am I think that way? Am I think like first of all, okay, yeah, I am not thinking what does other people thinking about me. Like why do I supposed to think that what does other people think about me? I am not. No, I don't know. Like like basically these, like if you are kind of like a thinking about what does other people think about you, then it is really fucked up thing, nah. I don't know, I just no. So basically other people sometimes think am I experiencing something more deeply than I am. It's been kind of like something false, because I'm not really sure, and I am not really kind of like I don't know, yaar. Why would I supposed to be care? Why would I supposed to be kind of like a thing that what does other people think? I don't know, dude. It's regarding about deep thoughts or what, I don't know. Yeah. So possibly I'm gonna put false here. Next. In a group of people, I rarely find myself in spotlight. That is completely false. Okay, yeah. What exactly is this thing that ki when I'm kind of like a somebody in the group, I I kind of like a somebody talk to the people, I interact with them. Spotlight means what is actually spotlight? A spotlight means like that ki you are talking and other people are listening. That means you are in spotlight. Okay, yeah. So basically, is it happen when you are in the group? Yeah, definitely. Basically, when I am in the group, I was kind of like a talking. Other people are talking to. Like basically, it's a kind of like a simply interaction between the thoughts and things like that. Okay, yeah. So in the group of the people, I rarely find myself in the spotlight. That is completely false. No, I kind of like a simply being into the spotlight and I talk and things like that. So yeah, it's not really that kind of like a things that key like why this kind of like a construct the construction of the sentence is very kind of like a but dude like basically is this thing I think this question is kind of like a simply deep as well as kind of like a simply very casual too at the same time. Okay, yeah. Deep means like that na ki if you are kind of like a simply person who never really been on spotlight in your group, for those person this question being really very deep for them. Okay, yeah. But the people who are kind of like a talk to them, you are also being spotlight and they are also other people also spotlight and things like that. For them it's kind of like a very casual at the same time. Okay, yeah. So probably I don't know. I think that na ki right now I'm little bit of extrovert. Okay, I talk to them. Other people are talk to me too. Okay, yeah. It's not really that ki one person holding the spotlight and everyone just listening to them. No, it's never really happened. Like basically when we are in the group, everyone has opportunity to talk and everyone has a talk. We also give the opportunity to talk and things like it's not really kind of like a thing that ki we have to be kind of like somebody hidden in somewhere and things like that. Definitely not. So I'm gonna put false here. Next, in different situation and when dealing with different people, I often behave entirely differently. That is true. Yeah, because basically regarding about the situation, sometimes you just have to behave something very differently regarding about different people. Okay, yeah. Let's just say a couple of days ago I went to the gym. Okay, yeah. Basically I don't go to the gym, like basically I just do workout, but because of one of my friend is actually suggested me to just come to the gym, so I went there. Okay, this gym is a kind of like a very like a very high class society. Okay, yeah. So usually when I talk to them, I just talk to like suddenly I just kind of like a talk in English. I don't know why, but I just basically say, "Excuse me, can I say something?" Yeah, sure. And then I'm try to tell them, okay, is this gym is really good? How much you are pay money for this membership and things like that? Is this kind of like a something they are kind of like a guide you regarding about this and that. The entire conversation actually happened in English, and other person is also kind of like giving me that particular information is in also English too. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is this thing: my behavior is change according to situation, surrounding, and people. So yeah, that is true. All right, right now I just have to end here. It's been almost like a 34-minute. Okay, and rest of the test I'm gonna continue next 95 episode. All right, this is it, and thank you.